Bronx Zoo were replaced with treatment infusions and inpatient hospital stays. When not receiving oncology-related treatments, I was mostly confined to my bed, where Sophie and my newborn baby Sienna were brought to me for snuggles and stories. Any attempt to leave my bedroom required my using a walker to hold me steady, as my bones had been eaten away by cancer lesions. My body was literally breaking down and falling apart. But in early January 2018, after only 3 months of cancer treatment, I was categorized into another statistically rare group. There was no longer evidence of the disease in my body, a status known as NED. This extraordinary treatment outcome occurs in only 5.5% of metastatic breast cancer patients. My loving family and friends were overjoyed by the miraculous news. But the whiplash from living to dying to possibly living again resulted in a state of perpetual bewilderment. I could make no sense of the facts that were my life. What in the hell had just happened? I had encountered this overwhelming sense of confusion and shock in my clinical psychology practice. As a specialist in trauma therapy, I had more than 20 years of experience working or volunteering with traumatized populations and patients. But now I had a trauma of my own. According to the 5th edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, psychological trauma involves an exposure to actual or threatened death, serious injury, or sexual violence. Typically, the reaction to threat almost instantaneously activates the body's sympathetic nervous system, also referred to as the fight or flight response. When you perceive a threat, either real or imagined, your sensory system relays a message to your brain, specifically the cerebral cortex, responsible for rational thought, which thereafter sends an alarm to the amygdala, a brain structure involved in emotion processing. Fight or flight is a hardwired mechanism present in all mammals, during which the body reacts to danger by fighting the threat or escaping to safety. This involuntary response results in a formidable surge of energy that serves us well in times of peril. For example, if you accidentally place your hand on a hot stove, pain-sensory neurons in your brain send off a message to the spinal cord and then specific brain regions regarding the location and intensity of the burn. This automatic pain response results in you swiftly removing that hand from the source of injury within a half-second from initial contact. Without the pain signaling, you would leave your palm on that burning stove and suffer a severe skin wound. Pain is critical to our safety. Like pain, fear is also adaptive and potentially life-saving. Yet, despite its adaptiveness, fight or flight may be an insufficient response in traumatizing circumstances, such as when a child is subjected to sexual abuse, a soldier witnesses an atrocity at war, or an adult is involved in a near-fatal car crash. In these highly traumatic situations, the fight or flight system is activated, but the ordinarily protective body reactions are rendered inadequate. Trapped in a horrifying circumstance, a profound sense of helplessness and abject terror ensues. The mind and body scream out to fight or escape, but to no avail. Instead, we experience a loss of faith in the notion of safety in our bodies, and perhaps a generalized fear of the world at large. When escape is impossible, the mind and body surrender into a frozen state of collapse, a response of the sympathetic nervous system known as freeze. A constellation of post-traumatic stress symptoms, including a chronically aroused state that intends to protect from future threat, may become entrenched in a person's new way of living. This was the frozen posture I found myself in as I lay motionless in bed.